Happy birthday, GOAT! Happy birthday, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the one and only, the greatest ever by far.
Hold up. It's not December 30th. You missed the birthday. You missed it a couple of months ago.
What are you talking about?
You missed it a couple of months ago. December 30th?
Yeah.
December 30th?
I missed it on purpose because we could have talked about the golf GOAT on that day, but not the basketball.
No, we talking about the basketball.
Yeah.
Think about it. There's a lot of goats born on that day, Skip.
Yeah.
A lot of goats. I thought maybe we'd have balloons falling from the ceiling to celebrate, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. How about last night for the Lakers and the Wolves? Not so lucky for me. We're going to talk about LeBron on the court and that game, but he also gave a huge endorsement of Draymond Green's rant about the double standard players face when they want to trade versus when a team wants to trade them. The King posted the clip on social media with the caption, "Facts," and then went on to further back Draymond's point when asked about it after the Lakers win over Minnesota. Take a listen.
It's the narrative of what the league has always been. And, you know, from a team's perspective, they've controlled the narrative. They've controlled the narrative of how players should be, how they should act, how they should, treat their organizations. We just want people to understand that it's two sides of the coin. It's not just one-sided.
Shannon, do you like what LeBron said?
I do. I love what he said. And basically, Skip, he's saying, look, teams will always say, we're doing what's in the best interest of the team. We're trying to get better. We're playing younger guys. We want to take a look at these guys because we feel this is going to help us in the future. Well, when guys want to ask for a trade, they want to do what's in the best interest of them. They want to say, you know what, right now you don't have what it takes to help me win a championship, so I want to move elsewhere. But then he get labeled selfish. Well, LeBron James, he watched them burn his number. He watched that happen. Did that happen, Skip? Yes or no?
Okay, but why did it happen?
It doesn't matter. See, there you go. Now you offering the reason why. So why are they sending Andre Drummond?
Okay, remember, LeBron left Cleveland the first time without a peep of gratitude, like, I love you people.
Skip, you don't know anything.
It was cold-blooded. It was the decision.
You see?
I'm taking my talents to South Beach, and it left all those great Cavalier fans just feeling empty, like he betrayed us.
What you did was confirm what LeBron said, the narrative and how the team paints it. If you leave us, you're selfish. You don't give a damn about the fans. Team trade players, we care about you so much, we're trying to get someone better. All you just did was confirm what LeBron and Draymond had been saying. He owed it. LeBron don't owe it to the fans to tell them his next business move. Hell, Steve in accounting didn't tell us that he was leaving Fox and going somewhere else.
Did he owe it to his owner just to give him a phone call and say, hey, thanks, but I'm out?
Skip, he owed it to his owner, says, look, I need you to put players around me in order for me to help me win championships so I can stay. When that didn't happen, LeBron left. LeBron and Draymond are basically saying teams will always do what's in the best interest of teams. They trade players, they release players because they feel that's in the best interest of the team. But when a player wants to do what's in the best interest of themselves, all of a sudden they're cancers. All of a sudden they're selfish. All of a sudden they're malcontents. They didn't handle it properly. Okay, all he's saying is that if you have the ability to trade me, if you want to feel like you can get someone better or better increase your chances of winning, I want to have that same freedom. I want to have that luxury when I want to leave to go somewhere else that presents a better opportunity for me to win. That's all they're saying. But somehow the fans don't understand that. And he says the league have done a great job of putting that narrative out there. We do what's in the best interest of the team. Players only do what's in the best interest of themselves. Well, the team is of its, the owners, they're doing this is what's in the best interest of you. Not in the best, what about me? I'm a part of the team, so you don't care about my interests, only your self-serving interests. So I agree with LeBron for signing this. I saw it last night. I said, okay, yeah, I agree with you, bro. I put some emojis and some fire emojis also. I agree with Draymond. The narrative is if a player asks for a trade, he's being selfish, he's being ungrateful. But I forgot, once you get $200, $300 million, just shut up and just play basketball. You shouldn't have anything to complain about.
Okay. I got a lot to say about this because I am completely lost on what Daymond said, number one, and what LeBron co-signed last night, number two. It may have something to do with the fact that LeBron and Daymond are business partners and uninterrupted, and LeBron has switched over to be a Clutch client. So maybe LeBron thought, I got to have my teammates back here a little bit. I've got to validate. I've got to endorse what he said.
Every time someone agrees with someone, you can't think is an ulterior motive.
Okay, all right. So now, just to be clear about the decision, I was one who stood up on my old show on ESPN the day it happened, and I said, good for LeBron, I'm all for you. He did not handle it very well, PR-wise, which shocked me because he is the PR king. And I think Maverick Carter, who's the brains of that operation, would like that one to do over. That would be a do-over because it just came across so cold-blooded that he just left Cleveland high and dry. That was my only issue with it. But the fact that he played out his option, he was a done deal. He was a free agent, and he chose to join forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Pat Riley in South Beach. I am 1,000% great with that. And to LeBron's credit, when he has moved, he has always had the right to move because he was a free agent.
Oh, really had the right to move. So why to burn the jerseys?
Well, I just explained it to you. He handled it miserably. Those people had been all for him. They had lived and died for him. He was their own from Akron, just down the road from Cleveland. You know and I know he completely blew it. And I think they would admit that now, but that's not what we're talking about. I want everybody out there to understand that LeBron James, the face of the league, just co-signed Draymond Green saying it is just fine if a star is under contract to a basketball team for that star to quit or pout his way out of town if he is unhappy. And they all do it, and they get away with it, and nobody says anything about it. Nobody condemned James Harden for it. Everybody said, well, that's just the way it works in the NBA because the players run the league. They have their freedom, even against contract. I have a contract, and by God, I honor my contract. I think you would honor your contract. I don't try to quit my way out of here. I don't try to pout my way out of here. And this is a shame that LeBron James is endorsing this kind of behavior. And let me run down the list of what we've seen. James Harden flat out got fat and quit his way out of Houston. Nobody disagrees with that. Anthony Davis pouted for a whole year to get out from under his deal in New Orleans. How about my man Kawhi Leonard? He just quit his way with some quote-unquote tendinosis of the quad all year. He just shut down and would not play for my Spurs.
Good, like it.
Yeah, you love it. And how about Kyrie? He got sick and tired of LeBron James, and he told Dan Gilbert, get me out of here. And Dan said, okay, where do you want to go? How about Boston? Does that work? How about Paul George? He gets word, Kawhi's landing with the Clippers. Nobody knows this. He's not going to LeBron. He's going to the Clippers. And what did Paul George do? He went to Sam Presti and say, I'm sorry, I want out. And Sam Presti said the next day, well, I didn't want him pouting for a whole year, so I said, okay, let's do a deal with the Clippers to get him out. So all these players, Russell Westbrook last year said, I've had enough of James Harden. Okay, where would you like? How about Washington? Will that work? Yeah, I'd love that. I'll go play with Bradley Beal. Jimmy Butler in Minnesota. I can't take these silly kids. Just get me out of here. Get me someplace where how about, let me go. Okay, so we have one after another just quit or pout or basically just stand up and say no to an owner, like, I'm gone. And they're all under contract. And that's the way this league works. And do you love that? Does LeBron love that? Does Draymond love that?
You see, the players are under contract and should not ask for a trade. But the same player can be up under contract, and you can sit him down until you find a new suitable home for him.
Okay, look. It's collectively bargained. Yes, the owners have the right to trade you. So why didn't LeBron James, the last time the deal came up, why didn't he take a stand as the leader of the players? I know Chris Paul's the leader.
He's one guy, Skip.
Okay,
he's one guy.
Take a stand and say no. Tell everybody, tell your rank and file players, we're going to have to sit out a whole year. You're going to be without a paycheck for a whole year because we are going to collective bargain that you cannot be traded.
LeBron James will always do what's in the best interest of everybody. Sure, LeBron James could miss a whole year. LeBron James make more money off the court than on the court, so he can miss that. But there are other guys that don't have that luxury. All I'm saying is this: if you have that energy and you're fine with a team being able to sit a healthy player and trade him, You should shouldn't have a problem with a healthy player saying, you know what, I don't want to play here anymore. I'll put me somewhere where I can go win.
Okay, so how can I get all worked up and feel huge pity for an Andre Drummond who makes $28.8 million?
Stop basing everything on money.
Okay, but he is very well paid for what he does. He has led the league in rebounding 4 times. He is now 0-8 in playoff games. He's playing for the 3rd worst team in the Eastern Conference, the Cavaliers.